Hello dear students, welcome to history class. It's chapter number 2, New Kings and Kingdoms for class 7, part 5. In previous class, you have learnt about Chola's empire, Chola's kingdom. You know that in the 9th century, the three dynasties, means three kingdoms were emerged in South India. Three kingdoms were emerged in South India. That three kingdoms were the Pallavas, the Pandyas and the Cholas. But these three kingdoms fought for each other because they expanded their boundaries. They expanded their boundaries. In the 9th century, the Pallavas defeated to Pandyas. The Pallavas defeated to Pandyas. And afterwards, the Cholas were emerged in the South India. In the middle of 9th century, the Chola king Vijayalaya, he was the Chola's king. He was conquered to Tanjavur. And then the Chola dynasty expand their dynasty in Tanjavur also. Okay, expand the Chola dynasty in Tanjavur also, in the north part of Tanjavur. And in 907, the Parantaka first, he was also ruled Chola's dynasty. He was ruled half of the century. Half of the century, he was ruled Chola's dynasty. And also we have learnt in previous class who was the founder of Chola dynasty. The founder of Chola's dynasty was Rajaraja king, the king of Rajaraja. And after his death, his son Rajendra ascended the throne and he was ruled the Chola dynasty. And he was first attacked Cheras in Kerala, Sri Lanka and Pandyas. And also he was established here, he was launched in the year of 1021 to 22, he was launched famous companion. And afterwards he was succeeded. His son ascended the throne, Rajendra first. And this like the Chola's dynasty declined here. And afterwards, what about land grants in the Chola's dynasty? The land was granted king to the religious, to the service of the person. Okay, the king was rewarded to him the large scale land. That land is cultivating land and also irrigating land. He was rewarded to that person. The king was rewarded to that person. And in Chola's period, the landlords, the landowners, there are two types of landowners. So one was Brahmans, other was Vellalars. They are the Brahmans and the Vellalars were here. They are two landowners in the Chola period. And what about the agriculture? Here, cultivation and irrigation. So these two are support to the Chola's king. These are the backbone of Chola's king. So they also dug the wells, stone wells, and constructed the tanks for the farmers. Okay. and also they constructed the dams to the rivers. For example, stone dams. For example, Kaveri river. That Kaveri river water the farmers are using for their fields. So this slide is the agriculture of the Cholas period. So also you have learnt in previous class administration of the Chola period. How it is having administration? So you know that in Chola period administration some large scale, means the Chola period administration here headed by the king only head here. Some large villages are divided into smaller divisions, okay. Some villages called that Nadu, okay. So villages can be divided into that Nadu. So Nadu again divided that Valanadu and Mandalams. Valanadu and Mandalams. In member of the village, so who was the members? Some members of in that village, and also some members are joined their head of the family. He was also their member. Sometime that members only taking the decision self only. In the routine duties they are taking the decisions. So what is the eligible for the members in that village? They have own land, means they should have own land, they should have own house, they should have the Vedas knowledge, have the knowledge of the Vedas, should have the knowledge of Vedas, and they should be 35 to 70 years of age. 35 to 70 years of age. And also they should be knowledge of administration of matters, and they should be honest. So this is the eligible for members of in that village, in that Chola's administration. So we have learned that in previous class. In today's class that about Chola's period, towns and markets. Towns and markets. Towns and markets. Here in Chola period, towns called that Pattanams. Pattanams. Pattanams also known as towns. These Pattanams exchange the goods. These Pattanams exchange the goods. Okay, we have exchanged that some elephants, cows, buffaloes, camels, that like other goods also we have exchanged here. Okay, it is a period of Chola period of towns and markets. And next see here about temples and inscriptions. In the Chola period, some important, very important structure, means inscription have that, statue have that Lord Shiva, dancing Lord Shiva. It is made up of bronze. So made up of bronze. Okay, we have seen here in Chola period temples and inscriptions. So next you see students, Turkish invention. Turkish invention. Turkish invention. Okay, in 990 to 1015, some here lost their dynasties. Turkish, okay, Punjab, Multan. So these all lost their kingdoms, and also here Afghanistan. Okay, Turkish, Punjab, Multan and Afghanistan. So see here, Punjab, Multan and Afghanistan. So these all dynasties are lost their dynasties in the year of 990 to 1015 to the Ghaznavids. Okay. Here the king of Turkish king invaded here. The Turkish king was Mahmud Ghazni. The Turkish king was here Mahmud Ghazni. Okay, he was invaded here. When he was invaded, the Punjab, Multan and Afghanistan, they lost their dynasties. The Turkish ruler, the Turkish king was Mahmud Ghazni. Okay, he was very powerful ruler of Ghaznavids. And here Rajput dynasty also divided here. Dividing themselves. And next see here, and he was in the Ghaznavids of Punjab. In Punjab there were Rajput dynasty war divides here, and when after the death of Mahmud Ghazni, the Ghaznavids conquered Ghor, means Mahmud Ghori. He was the ruler of Ghor. Okay, so Ghor was the state of Ghori. It's the state of Ghazni. Okay, and see here, when the Mahmud Ghazni, he was when he was dead, the Mahmud Ghori was attacked, means conquered the Ghaznavids. Then he was started the ruling Ghaznavids. So this like some Turkish inventions are invaded to India. But here when Mahmud Ghazni was invaded to India, he was ruled the Ghaznavids 25 years. He was spanned to Ghaznavids 25 years, 1000 to 1025. In the year of 1000 to 1025, he was ruled Ghaznavids. And he was invaded to India. At 17 times. He was invaded India at 17 times. Okay. In India, he was invaded here some biggest cities. The cities are there here, see. Mathura, okay, and Thaneshwara, and next Kannauj. So when he was 17 times, he was invited to India. Whom? Mahmud Ghazni. Okay, when he was invited to India, so in this place he was invited here. Mathura, Thaneshwara and Kannauja. But he was looted Somanatha temple. Somanatha statue, that means Somanatha temple. Okay. He was looted the Somanatha temple. And after his death, so next ruler here of the Ghaznavids, Mahmud Ghori. Means he was conquered the Ghaznavids, and next ruler of Ghaznavids, Mahmud Ghori. So, this slide it is the about Turkish invention. Okay students, here completed your whole lesson, chapter number 2, New Kings and Kingdoms. But what you have learnt in this whole chapter, you have learnt, you know that 700 CE to 1200 CE, the 3 powerful dynasties emerged. That dynasties, the Pallava means the Palas, the Gurjara Pratiharas and the Rashtrakutas. And about that, the Pallava means the Palas, the Gurjara Pratiharas and the Rashtrakutas, who was the kings and who was the founder of these all dynasties, you have studied in previous class. And also you have learnt in this chapter, about this chapter, end of the tripartite struggle and how they decline. And next also learnt kingdoms beyond the Gangetic plains and Rajput dynasties. And also you have learnt about Chola's kingdom. Okay. And next Turkish invention also you have learnt in this chapter number 2, New Kings and Kingdoms. Here completed your whole chapter, and next topic I am explaining in next class. Thank you.